Hare Krishna, Pranam.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी प्रणाम।
Pranam, Mataji.
हरे
Thank you all.
कृष्णा
Thank
माता
you so
जी
much for
प्रणाम।
coming. Now, let's
प्रणाम
start
दंडक।
with Dhanvatana. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिश जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेव जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जगद्गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपदा गीता हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल Hare Krishna. So welcome. Thank you all for joining. I'm sorry there may be some disturbance in the sound because there's a school right next to my house and they are practicing March Past for 15th August. So even though I've closed all the windows and doors, still there may be some sounds. I'm very sorry about that. So let's start. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैता चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैता चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैता चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय श्रीला कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय Krishna. So we are in this very wonderful section of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila chapter 6 where we are discussing about Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and for the past few sessions we have been talking about the very famous Panihati Chiradai festival and the wonderful interactions between Lord Nityananda and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. So yesterday till 87th verse was read where all the Vaishnavas were accepting prasad, and when all the Vaishnavas were chanting the holy names Hari Hari and eating, they remembered how Krishna and Balram ate with their companions, the cowherd boys, on the bank of the Yamuna. Because Lord Nityananda was present in front of everyone, but he also made Lord Chaitanya appear, right? So Lord Chaitanya was also there, even though not everyone could see him. But It really looked like Krishna and Balram were having their meals along with their companion, the cowherd boys. So we'll move forward from verse 87. Yeah, Karpagvali Mataji, please read Mataji. You can read till 90.
Yes,
Haribol.
Mataji. Text 88, Hare Krishna, Dhavatnam, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, Kripalu Udara, Raghunatha Tera, Bhagya Gita Kaila Angikara. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu are extremely merciful and liberal. It was Raghunatha Dasa's good fortune that they accepted all these dealings. Text 89. Nityananda Prabhava Kriba Janibi Pon Jana Mahaprabhu Ani Karaya Pulina Bhojanam. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. Who can understand the influence and mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu? He is so powerful that he induced Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come eat chipped rice on the bank of the Ganges. 690. See, Sri Ramadasi Gopa Prema Vista Haila Ganga Tere Yamuna Purini Dhyana Kaila. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. All the confidential devotees who were cowherd boys, headed by Sri Ramadasa, were observed in ecstatic love. They thought the bank of the Ganges to be the bank of Yamuna. Shall I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, you can read till 95, please.
95, okay. Thank you, Mataji. Text 91. Mahotsava Sunipa Sari Nana Grama Haite Chiddadadi Sandesa Kala Aina Visicity. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. When the shopkeepers of many other villages heard about the festival, they arrived there to sell chipped rice, yogurt, sweetmeats, and bananas. Text 92. Yatadravi lana esi saba mulya kari laya tara drave mulya tiya tahre kapu yaya. Translation: as they came bringing all kinds of food, Raghunatha Dasa purchased it all. He gave them the price for their goods and later fed them the very same food. Text 93. Kautokuka dekiti aila yata jana seyi siddha dadi kala kairala baksana. Translation Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anyone who came to see how these funny things were going on was also fed chipped rice, yogurt, and bananas. Next 94. Bhojanakari Nityananda Achamana Kaila Kari Kundiri Avesesa Raghunath de Lila. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. After Lord Nityananda Prabhu finished eating, he washed his hands and mouth and gave Raghunatha Dasa the food remaining in the 4 pots. Text 95. Aratina Kundikaya Avesesa Shila Gracie Kari Vipra Sabha Bhakti Dila. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. There was food remaining in the 3 big pots of Lord Nityananda, and the Brahmana distributed it to all the devotees, giving a morsel to each.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Haribol. So in this section, we are reading that how the devotees were honoring Prashadam, the Chida Dahi, and Nityananda Prabhu had called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is mentioned here that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda are extremely merciful and liberal. It was Raghunath Das's good fortune that they accepted all these dealings. So the love of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was accepted by the Lord, and how mercifully both Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya are accepting the offering. And this is the influence of Nityananda Prabhu. He is so powerful that he induced Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come and eat chipped rice on the bank of the Ganges. and all the confidential devotees who were cowherd boys. So we have seen that list, right? How associates of Lord Chaitanya, they are coming from Krishna Lila, and they are all cowherd boys headed by Sri Ramadas. They were absorbed in ecstatic love, and they thought the bank of Ganges to be the bank of Yamuna. With the Braj Leela, it's like the Braj Leela being repeated again. And this is a big gathering of devotees. So we see right in even now in functions right in the temple when there's Janmashtami or some such celebration, then the hawkers and peddlers, they will bring their wares and they start selling it near the temple or the pandal area, right? So this is what is happening. Seeing that this great festival is taking place, many shopkeepers from other villages, they heard about it. They arrived there to sell chipped rice, yogurt, sweetmeats, and bananas. And Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he purchases all of it, and he gives a good price to them for what he's purchasing, and he feeds them also. It's not like he just has a transaction with them. He feeds them prasadam too. So anyone who is coming from anywhere, neighboring villages, anywhere, shopkeepers, basically whoever is gathering at that place is fed the chira dahi prasad. And then after eating, Lord Nityananda, he washes his hands and mouth, and he gave Raghunath Das the food remaining in the 4 pots. And there was food remaining in the 3 other big pots of Lord Nityananda, and this was also distributed amongst the devotees. Everyone got a morsel to eat. So we can imagine the great fortune of this assembly of devotees. They are in the association of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and such elevated devotees, and then they get the Mahaprasad of Lord Nityananda himself. Okay, and Lord Chaitanya also. So let's move forward. Yeah. Sudha Mataji. Yeah. Mataji, you can
Hare,
read Hare Krishna. You can
Hare
read
Krishna.
5 verses, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
पुष्पमाला विप्राणी प्रभु गले दिला चंदन आनिया प्रभु सर्वांगे लेपिला. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Then a Brahmana brought a flower garland, placed the garland on Nityanand Prabhu's neck and smeared sandalwood pulp all over his body. Text 97. सेवक सेवक तांबूला लाया करे समर्पणा हसिया हसिया प्रभु करे चरवना. Translation by Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When a servant brought betel nuts and offered them to Lord Nityananda, the Lord smiled and chewed them. Text 98. माला चंदन तांबूला शेष ये अचिला श्रीहस्ते प्रभुताः सभा करे बांति दिला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. With his own hands, Lord Nityananda Prabhu distributed to all the devotees whatever flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and betel nuts remained. Text 99. आनंदित रघुनाथ प्रभुर शेष पाया आपनारा गण सह कैला पांतिया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. After receiving the remnants of food left by Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunatha Dasa, who was greatly happy, ate some and distributed the rest among his own associates. Text 100. ये कहिलुन नित्यानंदेर विहारा चीड़ा ददी महोत्सव नामे ख्याति यारा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Thus I have described the pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu in relation to the celebrated festival of chipped rice and yogurt. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So in this section, we are reading that after Nityananda Prabhu had finished eating and he washes his hands and all, then there's a Brahman who comes with a flower garland. He places that on Lord Nityananda Prabhu's neck and smears chandan, sandalwood pulp, all over his body. And then betel nuts are brought and offered to the Lord. The Lord smiles and chews them. And with his own hands, Lord Nityananda distributes to all the devotees flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and the betel that was remaining. And after receiving the remnants of food offered by Lord Nityananda, Raghunath Das was greatly happy, ate some, and distributed the rest among his own associates. So Raghunath Das Goswami, he was just getting pleasure in feeding the Lord and feeding all the devotees. He wasn't thinking about himself, that have I kept, my plate first? No, he was just busy in distributing prasadam to everyone. And then when everyone has eaten and they are satisfied, then that's when he takes some prasad, and not just himself, but also with his associates. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami say, thus I have described the pastimes of Lord Nityanand Prabhu in relation to the celebrated festival of chipped rice and yogurt. So this was happening during daytime. Now, uh, at dinner time, Nityanand Prabhu had promised to one devotee that I'll come to your house for dinner prasadam. So who was that devotee? Does anyone remember?
Raghava Pandit Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Because Raghav Pandit came and said na that, oh, Nityanand Prabhu, you were supposed to take prasad at my house. And then Nityanand Prabhu had said that, okay, now we are having here, but we'll come to your house. So that's what going to happen in the next section. Okay. Yeah. So Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna. You can
Hare
read 5
Krishna.
verses. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Mataji. प्रभु विश्राम कैला यदि दीन शेष हैला राघव मंदिरे तबे कीर्तन आरंभिला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityananda Prabhu rested for the day, and when the day ended, he went to the temple of Raghava Pandita and began congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Text 102. Bhakta sabe nachana Nityananda Raya Sheshe Nritya Kare Preme Jagat Bhasaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Nityananda Prabhu first influenced all the devotees to dance, and finally he himself began to dance, thus inundating the entire world in ecstatic love. Text 103. Mahaprabhu Tanre Nitya Kare Na Darshana Sabe Nityananda Dekhe Na Dekhe Anya Jana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was observing the dancing of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu could see this, but the others could not. Nityanandera Nritya Yena Tanhara Nartane Upamadibara Nahi Etina Bhuvane. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The dancing of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, like the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, cannot be compared to anything within these three worlds. Text 105. Nityera Madhuri Keba Varni Bare Pare Mahaprabhu Aise Nitya Deki Bare. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. No one can properly describe the sweetness of Lord Nityananda's dancing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally comes to see it.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So
Hare Krishna.
just reading about this section itself, it's such a beautiful section. We can imagine how beautiful it would be in reality, right? Because Lord Nityananda, Balramji, he's dancing. And as we spoke earlier, that when the day ended, Nityananda Prabhu had promised to Raghav Pandit that they'll have prasad at his house in the evening. So he goes to the temple of Raghav Pandit, and there Kirtan starts. All the devotees start dancing, and finally Nityananda Prabhu also starts dancing. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there to observe the dancing of Nityananda Prabhu. And only Nityananda Prabhu can see that Mahaprabhu is also present there. And like Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing that this dancing cannot be compared to anything within these three worlds. It is just, out of our comprehension. We cannot imagine how beautiful it is. No one can properly describe the sweetness of Lord Nityananda's dancing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally comes to see it. Okay, so amazingly, beautiful pastimes are taking place there. Okay. Yeah. Shobha Mataji, next 5 verses.
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna,
Hare
Dandal
Krishna.
Pranam Mataji. Krishnaj Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Text 106. Nrityakari Prabhu Yave Vishramakari La Bhojanera Lagi Pandita Nivedana Kaila. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. After the dancing, after Lord Nityananda had rested, Raghava Pandita submitted his request that the Lord take supper. Text 107. भोजने वासिला प्रभु निज गण लाना महाप्रभुरा आसना दाहिने पातिया. Translation: Lord Nityananda Prabhu sat down for supper with his personal associates and made a sitting place on his right place for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 108. Mahaprabhu आशीषे ही आसने वासिला देहि राघवेंद्र माने आनंद भादिला. Translation: A.C. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there and sat down at his place. Seeing this, Raghava Pandita felt increasing happiness. Text 109. दुईबा ही आगे प्रसादा आनिया धारिला सकल वैष्णवे पीछे परिवेशन कइला. Translation: Raghava Pandita brought the prasadam before the two brothers and therefore distributed prasadam to all other Vaishnavas. Text 110. Nana prakara pita payasa vidivya salyana amrita nindhaye aiche vivita vyanjana. Translation: there were varieties of cakes, sweet rice, and fine cooked rice, and surpassed the taste of nectar. There were also varieties of vegetables. Haribol Dandavat Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Haribol. So, Nityanand Prabhu, then after the kirtan, after the dancing, then there is time for prasadam, and Nityanand Prabhu rested, and then Raghav Pandit submitted his request that the Lord take supper. So he requests him to take prasad, and then Nityanand Prabhu sits down, and he also makes a place on his right side for Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is still present there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and sits next to Nityanand Prabhu, and Raghav Pandit is very happy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also there, and he brings prasadam for both the brothers, and then he distributes to all the devotees, all other Vaishnavas present. And then in verse 110, there is description of what all he had cooked. So there were varieties of cake, sweet rice, fine cooked rice that surpassed the taste of nectar, even better than the taste of nectar. There were also varieties of vegetables. So wonderful prasadam cooked by Raghav Pandit being offered to Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Okay, let's move forward. Lalita Vinodini Mataji,
Hare
next
Krishna.
5 verses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. राघवता कुरेरा प्रसाद अमृतेरा सारा महाप्रभु यहाँ खैते ऐसे ऐसे 12 Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The food prepared and offered to the deity by Raghava Pandita was like the essence of nectar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there again and again to eat such prasadam. पाककारी राघवाय बे भोगता गया महाप्रभु लागी भोगा पृथक बाढ़या. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Raghava Pandita offered the food to the deity after cooking, he would make a separate offering for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pratidina Mahaprabhu करे न भोजन मध्य मध्य प्रभु तारे देना दर्शना. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Every day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would eat at the house of Raghava Pandita. Sometimes he would give Raghava Pandita the opportunity to see him. Doi baire Raghava ani parivesha yatna kari khao yaya na rahe avaseshe. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Raghava Pandita would bring and distribute prasadam to the two brothers, feeding them with great attention. They are everything, and therefore there were no remnants left. Kata upahare ane hena nahi jani raghave gare rande Radha Thakurani. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He brought so many presentations that no one could know them perfectly. Indeed, it was a fact that the Supreme Mother Radharani personally cooked in the house of Raghava Pandita. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So we can understand the elevated position of Raghav Pandit, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu are accepting prasadam, and there is such wonderful preparations like varieties of cakes, rice, vegetables, and it's mentioned that it was like the essence of nectar. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come there again and again to eat the prasadam. And he would offer, the Raghav Pandit would offer food to the deity, and he would make a separate offering for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Some days Mahaprabhu gave him the chance to see him, and other days not. But it is mentioned that every day Mahaprabhu would eat at the house of Raghav Pandit. And it is mentioned that this is like, it's not an ordinary occurrence because Radharani personally cooked in the house of Raghav Pandit. So that is such an advanced position. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, though physically he is in Jagannath Puri, right? But he still appears here, which is the other place where Mahaprabhu also goes to take prasad. We have read this in the earlier sections. He also goes to take prasad somewhere else, not physically, but through his divine presence.
Hare Mataji, please Mataji.
Yes, 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 Mataji is correct. Yes. So he would go to Saji Mata's house, right? And take prasad, which his mother had cooked.
Yes,
Very,
Mataji.
very Paul. So nice. Okay, so let's move forward. Text 116 onwards. Krishnamurti Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Ram Prabhu.
दूर्वासारतान्तिने तेनः पञ्च पनचेन वरा आम्रा हायेते पका तान्रा हदिका मधुरा. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Srimati Radharani received from Durvasa Muni the benediction that whatever she cooked would be sweeter than nectar. This is the special feature of her cooking. Text 117. सुगंधि सुंदर प्रसाद माधुर्य सारा दुई भाई ताहा कहना संतोष अपरा. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Aromatic and pleasing to see. The food was the essence of all sweetness. Thus the two brothers, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, ate it with great satisfaction. Text 118. भोजने वैस्ते रघुनाथे कहे सर्वजन पंडिता कहे इन्ह पचे करीबे भोजन. Translation Basic Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. All the devotees present requested Raghunatha Dasa to sit down and take prasadam, but Raghava Pandita told them he will take prasadam later. Text 119. भक्तगण आकंता भरिया करीला भोजना हरिध्वनि करी उति कैला आचमना. Translation Basic Bhakti Prabhupada ki jai. All the devotees took prasadam, filling themselves to the brim. Therefore, chanting the holy name of Hari, they stood up and washed their hands and mouths. Text 120. भोजना करी दुही बाही कैला आचमना राघव अनि परिला माल्या चंदना. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. After eating, the two brothers washed their hands and mouths. Then Raghava Pandita brought flower garlands and sandalwood pulp and decorated them. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So in this section, we are reading that Radharani, this is the wonderful Lila that comes from Braj Dham, how Radharani had once served Durvasa Muni very nice prasadam, and Durvasa Muni had given her a benediction that whatever she cooked will be sweeter than nectar, and that's why Yashoda Maya used to call Radharani to cook for Krishna. So that's a wonderful pastime. And the prasadam the bhoga that Raghav Pandit cooks is very aromatic and it's very pleasing to see. And the food was the essence of all sweetness. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu accept that with great satisfaction. And Raghav Pandit is just busy serving all the devotees, and he's going to take prasadam only later. And then it is mentioned that all the devotees took prasadam, filling themselves to the brim. And then what happens? Chanting of the holy names of Hari comes and they chant the names of Lord Hari. Then they stood up and washed their hands and mouths. And Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda also washed their hands and mouth. And then Raghav Pandit brings chandan, flower garlands, and decorated them. So, in many sections, when we read through our scriptures and in Prabhupada's purports and also Prabhupada's guidance, there was a lot of emphasis on cooking for the deities, cooking for the Lord, cooking for our home, altar, because that is a very important seva. We have to understand when we are reading through these sections that we have to put effort into it. Yes, everyone cannot be as expert in cooking as the other devotees, but then we should put in our best effort to make the bhoga pleasing for the Lord. And very importantly, there should be a lot of love with which the offering should be made. And as we are reading through these sections, we should pick up motivations, so that next time when we are cooking for our Lord, we can also try to bring in that mood. We can try to learn and make our offering more pleasing for the Lord. And these kind of sections, as we are reading through them, that should be our learning, that we can keep improving ourselves. There is no limit to how we can improve, right? We can improve our recipes, we can learn from devotees, and we can read the books written by great devotees who used to cook for Srila Prabhupada also, like Yamuna Mataji's book. And it's not like an ordinary mundane recipe book. If you go through her book, Krishna's Cuisine, at least, this one I can talk about, the Yamuna Mataji's book, we can see that this is so much love filled book. It's not an ordinary recipe book. Even though, it is written by a devotee, people don't somehow think that how can it get international acclaim? It's a vegetarian cookbook. There is no onion, no garlic, but it was internationally acclaimed. That proves the point that how great is the culture and the all the recipes that she has learned from Prabhupada and learned in Bharat. And she has taken that in her book. And with so much love and dedication for Srila Prabhupada, Mataji has written that book. So that just goes to prove that this is all beyond these material standards where people think that if we are vegetarians, we'll not get acclaimed internationally. Nothing like that. Mataji's book has proved that point. So, and otherwise also we can learn from other devotees in whose Sangha we are, how we can keep improving and make our offering filled with more and more love. Even though we may not be able to change the recipes, but at least we can try to fill those recipes with more love, because that is what Lord Krishna is ultimately looking for. That's the sweetness of our love and devotion. We can try to concentrate on that and condense our cooking, our recipes with that love. And why I was talking about reading the recipe books of devotees is because they are filled with love. So when we read their books, we learn how they cooked with so much love for Srila Prabhupada and for the Lord. So we can learn that mood and change our mood, work on our mood, and make it better and better for the satisfaction of the Lord. Okay, let's move forward. Sumati
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Mata. Are
Yes,
these
Mataji.
books available in the temple? From where can we get them in case we want to buy?
Yamuna Mataji's book is on Amazon also, Mataji. I got it from there.
Okay,
Other
okay.
books also, there are many books, Mataji. Many devotees have written. Kurma Das Prabhu has written many books. And Yamuna Mataji, of course. Her book is a very thick one, but there are smaller versions also. So there are many
Yeah.
books available, Mataji.
Facebook also there are recipes of
Yes,
devotees.
yes. Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah.
Online, so many recipes. Yeah, we can check
Yeah.
that. Is that when we learn from devotees, then we also learn their love. That's what I was
Yeah.
talking.
That's true. And we give a lot of ideas.
Yes, Mataji. And then Yamuna Mataji, she has many conversations with Srila Prabhupada about the cooking and all. So that is all very, very inspiring, very beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Sumati Mataji, you
Hare
can read
Krishna
for us.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Pranam Swamiji. बीडा खाओ या इला कैला चारण वंदना Bhakta Gane Dila Bida Chandana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Raghava Pandita offered them betel nuts and worshipped their lotus feet. He also distributed betel nuts, flower garlands and sandal pulp to the devotees. Text 122. Raghavera Kripa Raghunatera Upare Duyi Bhayera Avashishta Patra Dilatare. Translation. Raghava Pandita, being very merciful towards Raghunatha Dasa, offered him the dishes with the remnants of food left by the two brothers. Text 123. Kahila Chaitanya Gosai Kariya Chena Bojana Tara Shesha Paile Tomara Khandila Bandhana. Translation. He said, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has eaten this food. If you take his remnants, you will be released from the bondage of your family. Text 124. Bhakta Chitte Bhakta Grihe Sada Avasthana Kabhu Gupta Kabhu Vyakta Swatantra Bhagavan. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead always resides either in the heart or in the home of a devotee. This fact is sometimes hidden and sometimes manifest, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead is fully independent. Text 125. Sarvatra Vyapaka Prabhura Sada Sarvatra Vasa Ihate Samshaya Yara Seiyaya Nasha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is all pervasive and therefore he resides everywhere. Anyone who doubts this will be annihilated. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So in this section, we are reading that how Raghav Pandit offered them flower garlands, and then betel nuts were offered, and he worshipped their lotus feet. And he also distributed flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and betel nuts to the devotees present there. And now, this very beautiful interaction between Raghav Pandit and Raghunath Das Goswami is also there. And Raghav Pandit is very merciful toward Raghunath Das Goswami, and he offers him the dishes with the remnants of food left by the two brothers. So he's giving him Mahaprasad, and he says to Raghunath Das Goswami that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has eaten this food. So if you take this prasad, if you take his remnants, you will be released from the bondage of your family. See, that is the big problem Raghunath Das Goswami has, right? Because he feels that he's confined there, he's not able to leave home, and guards have been appointed, and they just want to keep him bound to home. But this is the blessing he is getting from Raghav Pandit, that you will be free from the bondage of your family. Take the Mahaprasad of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is explaining that the Lord is residing in everyone's heart, and he is sometimes hidden, sometimes manifest, and the Lord is fully independent. And we have to understand that the Lord is all pervasive. He resides everywhere. There is no place where the Lord is not there. And anyone who doubts this will be annihilated. Okay. Now, just one question. Did you all read, or was it discussed yesterday, that who is Raghav Pandit in Krishna Lila? This is one interesting conversation we keep having every now and then. So Raghav Pandit, he was actually in Krishna Lila. He's a gopi, and the name is Dhanishta Gopi. So this comes in Gaur Ganadesh Deepika, where Shriman Kavi Karnapur has mentioned that this person who was once the dear Gopi friend of Radharani and whose name was Dhanishta later appeared as Sri Raghav Pandit. And Dhanishta Gopi's seva, what was her principal seva? She used to engage in preparing food for Sri Krishna. So see that Leela is connected. So very beautiful. I just thought of mentioning it here. Let's move forward. Gandhi Mati Mataji, you can read 5 verses, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. 126 Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, 126 to 130.
Okay. On text 126. Prata Nityananda Prabhu Ganga Snana Kariya Sei Vriksha Mule Vishala Nija Gana Lana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. In the morning, after taking his bath in the Ganges, Nityananda Prabhu sat down with his associates beneath the same tree under which he had previously sat. Text 127. Raghunatha Hasi Kaila Charana Vandana Raghava Pandita Dwara Kaila Nivetana. Translation. Raghunatha Dasa went there and worshipped Lord Nityananda's lotus feet. Through Raghava Pandita, he submitted his desire. Text 128. Adama Pamaramuyi Hina Jivadama Mora Ichahaya Pana Chaitanya Charana. Translation. I am the lowest of men, the most sinful, fallen and condemned. Nevertheless, I desire to attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 129. Vamana Hana Yena Chanda Dari Bare Chaya Aneka Yatna Kainu Take Kabu Siddha Naya. Translation. Like a dwarf who wants to catch the moon, I have tried my best many times, but I have never been successful. Text 130. Yata bara palayami gradi chadiya pita mata dui more rakeya pandiya. Translation. Every time I tried to go away and give up my home relationships, my father and mother unfortunately kept me bound. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is the next morning and very beautiful, loving interactions between Lord Nityananda and Raghunath Das Goswami. So next morning, Nityananda Prabhu, after his bath, comes and sits on the same tree on which he was sitting on the previous day. And Raghunath Das Goswami comes and he worships Lord Nityananda's lotus feet. And through Raghav Pandit, he submitted his desire that he's saying that I am the lowest of men, I am sinful, fallen, and condemned, but I still desire to attain the shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. And he says that I've tried many times, but I've never been successful. And he says this is his humility, that like a dwarf who wants to catch the moon, I've tried many times, but never been successful. And he's saying that every time I want to give up my relationships, I want to leave home, my father and mother, they kept me bound. So he's expressing his his innermost desires and the separation that he's feeling. He's expressing that in front of Nityanand Prabhu. Okay, next Padma Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
तुम्हारा कृपा बिना केहा चैतन्य न पाया तुम्ही कृपा करे तनरे अधमे हा पाया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. No one can attain the shelter of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without your mercy. But if you are merciful, even the lowest of men can attain shelter at his lotus feet. Text 132. Ayogya mui nivedana kadite kari bhaya more Chaitanya deha goshani hanasadaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although I am unfit and greatly afraid to submit this plea, I nevertheless request you, sir, to be specially merciful towards me by granting me shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 133. Mora mate padadhari karah prasada nirvighne Chaitanya pana kara ashirvada. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Placing your feet on my head, give me the benediction that I may achieve the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without difficulty. I pray for this benediction. Text 134. Shuni hasi kahe Prabhu sabha bhakta gane ihara vishaya shukha indra shukha sama. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. After hearing this appeal by Raghunatha Dasa, Lord Nityananda Prabhu smiled and told all devotees, Raghunatha Dasa's standard of material happiness is equal to that of Indra, the king of heaven. Shall I read more, Mataji? Or somebody wants to read?
135 you can read, Mataji.
Yeah. Chaitanya kripate seha nahi bhaya mane sabe आशीर्वाद करे pauka Chaitanya charana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because of the mercy bestowed upon him by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunatha Dasa, although situated in such material happiness, does not like it at all. Therefore, let every one of you be merciful towards him and give him the benediction that he may very soon attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. So this section is very important because it highlights the importance of the mercy of Guru in our life. And we cannot approach Krishna directly, and even such great personalities like Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he is teaching us through his example that how he is approaching Guru Tattva, and that is Lord Nityananda. So he says that no one can attain the shelter of Lord Chaitanya without your mercy. But if you are merciful, even the lowest of men can attain shelter at his lotus feet. So that is the qualification. The mercy of Guru becomes a qualification. And so we have to surrender to the, to the lotus feet of our Guru. And that is the only hope of getting the attention of Lord Krishna. And he says that I'm unfit and greatly afraid to submit this plea, but still he's requesting that please be merciful toward me, grant me the shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is how we should also pray to our Guru Maharaj that please grant me shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. And he says that placing your feet on my head, give me the benediction that I may achieve the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without difficulty. And he's praying for this benediction. And Nityanand Prabhu, after hearing this appeal of Raghunath Das Goswami, he smiles and he tells all the other devotees that the standard of material happiness which Raghunath Das Goswami has is equal to that of Indra, the king of heaven. And then he says that because of the mercy bestowed upon him by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das, although situated in such material happiness, does not like it at all. So it is only the Lord's mercy that one can get some detachment from material happiness, from material life. And then Nityanand Prabhu is saying that all of you be merciful toward him, give him the benediction that he may very soon attain the shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the mercy of Vaishnavas, the mercy of Sri Guru is so very important in our spiritual life for us to make any kind of progress. Yeah, let's move forward. Yeah, Sudha Mataji. Next 5 verses.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी प्रणाम। कृष्ण पाद पद्म गंध यही जन पाया ब्रह्मलोक आदि सुख तारे नाही भया। Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. One who experiences the fragrance of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna does not value even the standard of happiness available in Brahmaloka, the topmost planet, and what to speak of heavenly happiness. Text 137. यो दुस्तयजान्दार सुतान् सुहृद्राज्यं हृदि स्पर्श जहौ युवैव मलावत् उत्तम श्लोक लालसा. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is offered sublime poetic prayers by those trying to attain his favor. Thus, he is known as Uttama Shloka. Being very eager to gain the association of Lord Krishna, King Bharata, although in the prime of youth, gave up his very attractive wife, affectionate children, most beloved friends, and opulent kingdom, exactly as one gives up stool after excreting it. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 5.14.43. Text 138. तबे रघुनाथ प्रभु निकटे बोला इला तारा माते पद धारी कहिते लागिला. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Then Lord Nityananda Prabhu called Raghunatha Dasa near him, placed his lotus feet upon Raghunatha Dasa's head and began to speak. Text 139. तुम्ही ये कराईला ये फुली न भोजना तोमाय कृपा करी गौर कैला आगमन. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Raghunatha Dasa, he said, since you arranged the feast on the banks of the Ganges, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here just to show you his mercy. Text 140. Kripa kari kaila chida dugda bhojana nritya dheki ratraye kaila prasadha bhakshana. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. By his causeless mercy, he ate the chipped rice and milk. Then after seeing the dancing of the devotees at night, he took his supper. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So the conversation between Lord Nityananda and Raghunath Das Goswami is very, very beautiful. And he's saying that, there is so much mercy of Lord Chaitanya coming that because of that, Raghunath Das Goswami does not have any interest in the material opulence that he has. And he says that one who experiences the fragrance of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna does not value even the standard of happiness available in Brahmaloka. Now, Brahmaloka is the highest loka in this material universe, topmost planet. But one who gets the ananda, the bliss of bhakti, the fragrance of the lotus feet of Krishna, for them even that happiness of Brahmaloka is nothing. So what to speak of heavenly planets? And then this very beautiful shlok from Srimad Bhagavatam is quoted where how Bharat Maharaj was able to leave everything, attractive wife, affectionate children, everything because of his attachment to Lord Krishna. And then Lord Nityananda Prabhu called Raghunath Das near him and he placed his lotus feet upon Raghunath Das's head and began to speak. Such mercy, right? Amazing. And then he says that, my dear Raghunath Das, since you arranged the feast on the bank of the Ganges, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here just to show you his mercy. So he reveals that Mahaprabhu was also there and he had taken the chipped rice and milk and he had also come for supper. So he's revealing that to Raghunath Das Goswami. Let's read 5 more shlokas, Sumati Mataji, and then we'll stop for today.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Text,
Mataji.
text 141. Toma udharite gaura aila apane chutila tomara yata vignadi bandhane. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaurahari, came here personally to deliver you. Now rest assured that all the impediments meant for your bondage are gone. Text 142. Swarupe rastane toma karibe samarpane antaranga bhritya bali rakhi be charane. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will accept you and place you under the charge of his secretary Swarupa Damodara. You will thus become one of the most confidential internal servants and will attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 143. Nischinta hayayaha apana bhavana achire nirvigne pabhe chaitanya charana. Translation. Being assured of all this, return to your own home. Very soon, without impediments, you will attain shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 144. Sabha bhakta dware tare Ashirvada Karayila Tansa Bhara Charana Raghunatha Vandila. Translation. Lord Nityananda had Raghunatha Dasa blessed by all the devotees and Raghunatha Dasa offered his respects to their lotus feet. Text 145. Prabhu Ajnalaya Vaishnavera Ajnalayila Raghava Sahite Nibhrite Yukti Karila. Translation. After taking leave of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and then all the other Vaishnavas, Sri Raghunatha Dasa consulted secretly with Raghava Pandita. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Lord Chaitanya Nityanand Prabhu says that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here personally to deliver you. So, you just, don't worry, you rest assured that all the impediments meant for your bondage are gone. So, now he has received the mercy of Sri Guru. So, the mercy of Lord Krishna will come his way. And Nityanand Prabhu says, this is actually what is going to happen later. And Nityanand Prabhu tells him that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will put you under the shelter of his secretary Sarup Damodar Goswami, and you will become one of the most confidential internal servants, and you will attain shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and return home. Rest assured, very soon all the impediments on your path will clear and you will attain the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Lord Nityananda had Raghunath Das blessed by all the devotees. So Nityananda Prabhu asked all the devotees to bless Raghunath Das, and Raghunath Das offered his respects to their lotus feet. And then, after taking leave of Lord Nityananda and all other Vaishnavas, Raghunath Das Goswami goes and speaks to Raghav Pandit about something that he wants to do. So that we will hear tomorrow. So we'll stop here today. It's going to get very, very interesting, even more interesting. And there was once a series on, I think it was National Geographic or somewhere, where the great escapes in history were discussed. This is actually a very great escape. Raghunath Das Goswami's escape is actually a very great escape that is going to come about. And we have read how he always wanted to leave home, not being able to leave home. But in the upcoming sections, we'll read how he is actually able to leave home. So it is very interesting. So please do not miss any of the sessions, and it's going to get very, very interesting and very, very nectarian. So if there are any questions or any comments about today's section.
Mataji, I have one question.
Yes,
Now,
Mataji.
this translation of 122, they say, Raghava Pandit, being very merciful towards Raghunatha Das, offered him the dishes with the remnants of food left by both the brothers. So, amongst our group, it is believed that, see, when you cook for your guru, when he comes home, and the remnants, you can divide and eat, then you get upliftment in spiritual life. Is it true?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes. Taking remnants of Guru is very, very, very uplifting spiritually. But we should take their permission and then take remnants. This is what I have heard from devotees.
Okay. But some gurus don't want to leave. Why is it? Just for curiosity.
Yeah, Mataji, I mean, that we cannot comment on, but
no idea.
It should be with their permission only.
Yeah, so when we serve the guru, we try to put a little extra so that he remains.
We can try that, Mataji. Prabhupada used to leave sometimes.
Yeah.
And actually, there is one very interesting pastime. If you have a minute, I'll tell you. On Mataji, she was telling, I think this was in Mayapur or Vrindavan, she was serving Prabhupada. She used to cook for him. And then she would bring out the Maha plate. And then all the devotees would gather and they would want, some prasad. And Mataji said that it would take me a long time because, everyone wanted different items. Someone wanted shukto, someone wanted sandesh. So it would take me a long time to go and give everyone what they wanted. So then I think she spoke to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said that we should not have preference in Mahaprasad.
Yes,
that I want only that item.
Yeah.
So what Mataji did was that next day, when she got Prabhupada's Maha plate out, she mixed all the items.
Yes.
She mixed everything.
Yes, Mataji.
And then, then she said that then the distribution happened very fast. So that is the idea, Mataji. It's not about our sense gratification that I like that item.
Yes.
We are fortunate to get Mahaprasad, and any item, it's the mercy that we should be looking forward to.
Yes, Mataji.
So,
Even my
yes.
Shiksha Guru used to do that. Whenever Guru used to leave a little, she'll call just a few of us, who understood this, and because we were sheltered under him, she'll call us to the kitchen and give it to us, because others didn't know it, because they didn't know about this. So she'll give us a little, and she'll ask the others, you want? Those who want to do it, she'll give. Those who don't want, some say no, we don't want. So she used to leave them.
Yes, so that mercy is coming through the devotees only. So that is very nice, Mataji, to get that opportunity. Wonderful.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaivacha patitanam
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
कोटि वैष्णवृंद की जय, श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री कृष्णदास कविराज
कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय,
श्री गुरु महाराज की जय।
महाराज की
गौर
जय।
प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल।
Thank you,
Thank you all
Mataji.
for
Hare
joining.
Bol.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, थैंक यू, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna.